Right now we're going to talk logistics. Now check this out. Here I am. I'm in a library. But any other day of the week, this place would be packed, right? There would be cross traffic coming in here from the road. People would be returning books. People would be checking out books, whatever. So you're like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? I mean, this is serious business. Okay, this is the deal. Today is a bank holiday. It's actually Martin Luther King Day, meaning that this place is closed. And it means that there's no security guards. It means that there's no cross traffic to get in your way. And I can soap all of these obstacles that I normally couldn't get to. For example, those ledges right there. That shit is a prime soaping location. It just needs a little bit of wax. So we brought that. We're going to make that shit happen. Over here, you'll notice there's some benches. So right here, there's a couple benches right there. Those have actually never been grinded. There's no wax residue. In fact, it's over rock, so a skateboarder wouldn't think to go there anyway. So again, those are virgin benches. They've never been grinded. Okay, we're going to hit those up. I want to talk about a couple other things as well. If you notice, you'll see different zones. There's a red zone over there. Okay, that's for emergency vehicles. We've got a blue zone. That's for handicap. We've got regular curbs like this, just the cement curbs. Okay, that's loading, unloading, parking. Then there's other zones like white zones for the mail. There are black zones I've even seen. You usually see them at gas stations. Each zone has its own unique function in society. For example, if I wanted to soap on this blue zone over here, the handicap zone, that's a pretty good spot to session, meaning the fact that, you know, only handicap people can park there and not a lot of handicap people really show up. There's handicap spots at 7-Elevens, colleges, and those are really good spots to wax because no one is going to come up and park there. For example, like this curb right here, this is a beautiful curb. This is a great session spot, great roll up, great roll off. I could session here all day. But on a Monday, you know, any other day of the week, cars might just keep parking there, then they move and they park, or they might park there all day and I can't even get to it. I might wax up that curb and then it's useless because I walk by, I want to skate, I want to soap. Can't use it, it's unusable. You know, all of this right here in the front, people park there, you got little securities, golf carts, whatever, you know. Versus like a red zone. For example, over here, there's red zone over here. That's only emergency vehicles. So how often does an emergency happen? Not too often, you know. Especially like at a library, unless the place is on fire, you know, nothing's gonna come of that. So these curbs right here that are red, I can wax that and I can just grind there all day because I know no one's gonna come and park in front of it, you know. Versus if I saw a green zone, which basically is between like 5 and 20 minute parking, depending on like what state you're in. Well, I could wax that up, but then all of a sudden, you know, just when I get to sessioning, some car comes and pulls in, you know, and I have to stop and wait, go do something else. And then they leave, and then I go back to sessioning, and then some other car will pull in for like 20 minutes, and then they'll leave. Same with the white zones, and those are real fast. Like, they pull in for 5 minutes, they drop up their mail, they, you know, or they're like at an airport. I like to sarge at the airport a lot of times, but in the white zones, you know, you get some car pulls up for 5 minutes, I have to stop, I wait for them to leave. Just when I start sessioning, another car will pull in. So logistically, you really got to think about where you're going to session and where you're going to settle. Like right now, I'm going to wax up these ledges, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And I'm going to session here for a while and kind of just hang out. And I know that I'm not going to be bothered because there's nobody fucking around, you know. And I can just, I'm free to practice whatever moves I want to do for as long as I feel like it. And, you know, I enjoy that because the longer I can practice, the more stalls I can do. the more grinds I can do, the better I get on this ledge and no one fucks with me, the better I'm gonna be in the session tomorrow when I'm with all my homeboys and we're busting out our best shit. Make sense? All right, so if we notice this ledge right here has a real good roll up. Either side, on my natural side or my unnatural side. But either way, I'm gonna wax up both of these ledges. So remember what I was talking about in your bag, I got some wax. This wax has a nice little groove in it already. Now all I'm doing is gently just running the wax over. You see the residue right there? Little waxy residue. I'm gonna take one stroke across the whole thing, like this. Boom, okay? That hits the corner. Now what's gonna happen is the sun is actually gonna melt this wax in along with the friction. Now I wanna put one, about 2 inches on the top and about 2 inches on the bottom. So we'll run across and we'll do that. Right there, see that? Boom. One across the top, one across the bottom. Good. And then we'll go ahead and we'll do this on the other side as well. Now what you notice, see the connection point right here? Okay, about 2 inches on the top, 2 inches on the bottom, depending on which way I go. Mostly I don't even connect with that. I'm just gonna hit in the corner and smoothly grind it across. Boom. Remember that you guys don't need to over wax anything. Okay, a lot of people, they just, what we call is dripping with wax, and that's when you just rub the bar, and that's what a lot of posers will do because they think, oh, I need more wax on this curb. What you want to do is start small. In fact, you can even streak it like broken lines, a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here, and the wax will actually, as it's melting, it will connect to one another. So it'll be an even thinner coat of wax. You need just a light sheen of wax across the top, and that's just going to allow you to sail across the curb. Okay? If you use too much wax, you just slip out. And to reverse the waxing process, then we need to use steel wool or sandpaper, like we talked about earlier.